In this episode, we look back at some old footage and then we look forward to some new mods. Hopefully a mod that will make the sewing machine sound cool. We've got a 3.5-inch DPF back system on its way to Maroubra. So that install video will be up next, as soon as we get it. Here's that race against the VDJ.
3, 2, 1, go!
The 1GD versus the VDJ. Now this race actually happened. And yes, this is the power plant that won. I'm sure the haters out there, they're saying that this is fake. Testing time at a favourite hill. Steep, slippery. The only vehicle to drive this is a grey 79, nearly 700 Newton meters on 35-inch road spec treps. Bullets failed. The white 79 with a stock motor failed on the 285. The MT71, so they were a mud tyre.
Send it!
What chance has this little 1GD got on the Kumho AT52s?
You're scratching your dick.
Alright, I'm gonna have to try first.
Are you in manual first? Have you got your lockers in?
Look at this weather. Apart from the ducks, the only other good thing it's okay for is if you're doing some underbody preparation. That's what we'll use it for. To give it a bit of a freshen up, a bit of surface rust has built up. A couple of island holidays wouldn't have helped that. But before we get the gurney out and give it a good clean, we'll let Mother Nature help out. One of the big trips we did previously before the 2 island trips was the Simpson Desert, and what we chose to do to protect the chassis there, it was in a really wet period of the centre of Australia. We were worried about all the salt coming out in the pans, so we went into Bunnings and got some MX3 in the inox. And not having done that before, it was basically just a Google search to see what I could use to protect the chassis. Fish oil was the thing of the past. I had used that a long time ago. But we did hit a little bit of a pickle choosing that not long into the trip. Feel that the liquid has gone into the bushes and now it's dried up and the rubber bush doesn't like it. The spring noise is driving us insane. I know it's not the ideal fix, but I'm going to try it. I'm just going to spray the bushes and hopefully it can sink in to the pin. I haven't got anything else and we're in the middle of nowhere. I sort of regret actually doing the inox on the chassis and the diffs and not doing what I knew and have always done, and that's to epoxy enamel everything so that it's a nice glossy surface and the mud doesn't stick to it as well and the salt water doesn't. But anyway, you live and learn, and I'll never do that again. The noise of those bushes deafened us. My big mistake was putting that fish oil on. So it's the Dulux Duramax that gets the job this time round. It's proven to be a really strong paint. Now the reason why I'm not using the epoxy enamel is because we've got motorbikes this coming weekend. I'm sure the track in is going to be wet. With the epoxy enamel, if it hasn't gone rock hard, you will get dirt and mud sticking to it. Also a fair bit of rain. Sydney's got forecast over the next few days. So the Duramax, it dries really fast and really strong. And I'm sure you're all saying, well, you can't just put paint over dirt. So you saw we did the high pressure wash, then we gave it a good wash down with terps and a microfiber rag. Sure, there's going to be dirt and grease on there that I may have missed in corners and crevices, but for the most part, we're getting majority of the metal painted. The modern day plumber sure does have a lot to worry about, with cisterns in walls and hanging toilets. This poor old chippy's making templates to get centers. Come on, I'm just a simple guy, still driving on leaf springs. Anyway, Shell got that job done, that job that we saw last episode where she needed to bring home a toilet. Renault's at home and the windows have arrived. We've made a couple of penetrations through the brickwork, getting ready to fit that ensuite window to put this lintel in. But it's all coming together here at home and we're doing everything we can to get rid of this scaffold. But once the windows are finished and flashed, the ensuite window's in, the touch up of the paint, and then we'll make that call. And then that experiment, whether or not we can get that Perspex to fit as a windscreen in Bullet Truck. Max has kindly donated the windscreen out of his LM106. We'll use it firstly as a template, and then if all else fails with the Perspex, we might try and get that windscreen into Bullet. We've got a run coming up at Central West, scouting out the tracks we're going to use in November. Millie's first time on the big wheels on her YZ85 with fresh rubber. Have a look at that. Nothing better. We've got the reeds back in there. Hopefully that can give her a little bit more low-down torque and the raw power of top end. Will she want to go back to the small wheels after today's ride? So that's it for this episode. I guess the next 70 Series 1 will be rear wheel bearings and that snorkel install. And also too, what decisions we make as far as canopies. I hope you enjoyed this one, and as always, thanks for watching.